See, like a blue-green aura.
Like cool.
Like really calming.
Anything can happen in Providence, Rhode Island, gentlemen. Is that not right?
It's like I'm downloading something, but I don't know what it is.
It's awesome, yeah. I get a lot of feeling from that, brother. You can trust me. I know there's an animal out there I used to remember that used to make that noise. They do the same thing with bullhorns. They hollow them out and they play them. It's an incredible instrument, really. It's probably the best I've seen. I'm gonna get a little close up on that.
You gotta experience it.
Oh, trust me.
It's really special.
I'm experiencing this by filming you doing this, man. You don't understand.
This is like a spiritual, meditative type thing.
As you can see, this is Josh performing this instrument for us.
Nature.
I tell you, man, this is probably the most awesomest instrument I've seen in like ages.
What are you doing?
It's an instrument played by the Aborigines. It's called a Didge Bath.
Can I ask you something?
What's that?
Would you have another bottle so we can go to this?
I have nothing. Kind of with the broke crowd. It's like so awesome, man. When I go home and watch this on YouTube, man, it's gonna be like really cool. My biggest explanation to anybody who would ever see this, you cannot perform this alone. You can perform it alone as far as an instrument, but to get the spiritual part that he's getting at this end over here, you couldn't do it. I mean, he's getting the sound, he's getting the effects, and this gentleman here, he's performing those effects and those sounds, which is incredible. And this is in Providence, folks. Only happens in Providence. I want to restate something. It's very spiritual for the person that does it too, and I can see that. It's very relaxing. It's a meditation for them as well. I can see that. At first I didn't catch on, but now I do. Kind of an interesting thing. Pretty cool. Yeah. I actually can feel the vibration all the way through the whole thing. There's such a tremendous vibration. Before my battery dies, can you give me some information?
Man, we need a break, I think.
We just need a second here so that we can get the information on this thing. And like I said, I really want to apologize about something that I said. Let me restate this. There's both
Thank you, brother. That was great.
Wait a minute. There is, you know, for what it's really worth, gentlemen, I just want to say this, and I want to back it up just a little bit, and then what I want to say is that, let me restate something here that I said earlier. I said that you know, he's feeling it over here. Well, I got to tell you something. From when I look down the other way and I see it, I see the energy that transfers from both directions. The energy that transfers through your lips to this, and then through there to him, and then I see the spiritual part into you, and I see the spiritual part of you just, you know, taking in what he's doing. But I also see the spiritual deliverance that goes on. You know what I'm saying? That goes on with this. So now we're going to go back to a little bit of the history part of it. See, we didn't catch the history before we started the actual ceremony on Providence. We're on Washington Street in Providence, Rhode Island, folks, and this is the way it works. This is Ms. Article, my show, but this is the gentleman that's putting on the show. So we're going to let him give a little bit of who he is and what show he does.
So, my name is Josh, and I'm here in Providence. I'm part of a duo called Soundscapers Drumming, and you can find us at Facebook/Soundscapers Drumming, and also drumming community at nedrummers.ning.com. And what I have in my hand is a Didgeridoo, and this comes from native Birch Tree up in New Hampshire, and usually they come from Australia. The Aborigines discovered this over 80,000 years ago, and apparently some tribal members were around a fire. They saw a branch, they were going to throw it in the fire, but before they did, one of them noticed that there were insects inside the branch, and they went to go put their mouth up against one of the ends of the branch to blow out the bugs. And when they did, they made a nice seal around their mouth, and their lips went, and they got a vibrating sound which is called the drone. And when they did, it sounded like this. And when they did, I just want a little bit of a look on the inside.
Yep.
They realized they were onto a musical instrument / also something that could be used for meditation and healing through sound vibrations. This one here was
Believe me, what I did see, I want you to understand, what I saw you doing was healing in both ways. I was wrong for thinking it's only one direction because you're on the end, but that was the way I perceived it because you started it that way.
But a friend of mine makes these from up in New Hampshire. His name is Dave Estes. He actually cuts the branch in half, chisels out the wood, and glues it back together. But usually, if you play a didgeridoo for at least 20 minutes straight without stopping at a particular speed, with your breathing at a particular pace, you go into the beta state waves of the brain, and you actually go into a self-induced trance. So these
by blowing it,
harmless,
and
harmless,
it's through a technique.
Right? It's harmless.
Yep, it's harmless. It's through a technique called circular breathing, and a lot of wind instrument musicians know this technique, and it takes a little work and effort, but once you do it, it's just like riding a bike. You never forget it. And I use this for sound healing sessions, and this instrument was gifted to me by my very dear friend as a gift for Christmas, and it's that much more special, and it has taken me to many places, and I use this to help others be released of any negative crap that they're holding on to, because you can never get too much healing in your life. And it's all about building community, coming together, and realizing in the end we're all just human beings. And
the instrument ain't that long either. 4.5 from
5 feet.
5 feet? Wow.
5 feet. So it starts off shiny, formed, smooth, and then it's into its natural state, which I'm going back to in my life.
And I can see that you appreciate your friend very much for what he did.
I do appreciate it.
It's a beautiful piece.
It's a beautiful piece.
And your heart-filled about it, the instrument as well. Very heart-filled.
That's it. And I don't know what else to say except that you just got to experience this. So.
Well, I just experienced, and I told you, it's to me.
You haven't experienced it yet, because I'm
no.
When the video's done, I'm gonna put it up to you.
I know when the video's done, but till it's finished, though.
How about we ask the person who was on the receiving end?
There you go. There you go.
Tell them what you experienced from the Didge.
You were on the.
Well, it's hard to put in words. It's
you're right. I have to experience.
It was like a spiritual experience. I felt very relaxed and calm and in tune, in touch with. It was like some natural force was speaking to me in some language of music.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And
it was what we talked about earlier.
It was a positive thing that was uplifting. And that's about the best way I can describe it. It was just all good, you know?
Yeah.
And when I had my eyes closed, I was just, you know, like seeing these awesome colors, like these purples and greens and blues and blues.
That's what you really want. That's what you really want to feel in here, and it's what you want to experience. And you know, the people that are out there, we want you to know that it is a very harmless instrument, so don't let nobody lie to you about it. There's nothing can happen to you. The only thing that can happen to you is if you don't do it, you don't experience it. So I'm telling you.
You can't understand, and your mind is like a parachute. It only works if it's open in this life.
That's right. And you ready for this?
Just because it doesn't come from science and medicine and religion doesn't mean it's superstitious bullshit.
A few years back, I created a Didgeridoo, believe it or not, from a piece of PVC pipe. And all you needed was a 5-piece, like a 5-foot piece of PVC pipe. Yeah. So if you wish you to experience it on a lower level and you ain't got the money, find yourself a piece of PVC pipe that's not been used for anything. You make sure it's a safe piece. Brand new would be the best way to do it. Make sure that the edges are cleaned off and you don't choke on any of the pieces or particles. And what you do is you make yourself one, you paint it up and make it look really cute and say this is my first Digi whatever. And then after you experience that, you go out and you find someone like him that's got a beautiful one like that and you say, oh my word, look at that thing. Oh Lord have mercy, I want one, where can I get one? And then he tells you.
One love, one vibe. We're all moving on to better days. It's not all death and destruction and propaganda like the powers that be want us to believe. We're all in this together.
That's it. Music is my connection.
That's right.
It's my drug. And if I go to jail for having that as my drug, then you know what? Let it be my drug of choice.
That's right.
My music. Okay, now we're going to do one more thing here. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the camera.
Namaste.
Namaste.
All you out there. It means I bow to your inner light, for those of you that don't know that.
And I'm going to say Shay Shay in Chinese, and that means thank you. Okay.
Anything you want to say to end it with?
And I just want to...
Namaste.
Namaste. Right. Okay, namaste. Well, one more thing. I just want to tell the people out there that I'm going to experience it just for a second, not a whole long time, but I just want just a little tiny bit of that so I know what I feel so that I can guarantee you that what they felt, I felt. But another thing, too, is that never be on just the receiving end of it.